So here we are again, Nigel.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. And do you know what? Every time I see you, it's in a different country.
Yeah, I guess that's my life as well. So yeah, different offices, different places. And good to see you in the Middle East, which is our main hub. So, you know, big part of our business as a company. I think that you have to constantly look at your own business model, and that's become even more important in the last few years. So there's a low cost environment, clients want lower charges. So you're right, squeezes the advisor, actually squeezes the mutual fund manager as well, and maybe more. Be interesting to see how the next 5 years develop, but do you really need a mutual fund manager? Some people would even say. So you could actually end up with a good advisor, with a good structure the client's using, but a whole series of ETFs that they could be using to reduce their costs. And then you'd go, well, you know, do you need a discretionary manager? Why pay X company to manage it? So is that where the main squeeze is? So constantly looking at it, constantly looking at how you can improve the service, and also looking at how you can be more effective as a business and as an individual. In the office in Marina office of deVere, and this is our top team in this particular office, and actually our top team in the world. So very successful team, good vibe in the room. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it is a good office, and you have here good energy, good people. They know the business, they know their products, and they're positive. Yes, I do. I mean, we have it in the UK to a large extent. So we have two good businesses in the UK which are fee-based. So that's successful for us as a company, particularly the corporate market, interestingly. So we have a company there that looks after big companies like the BBC, looks after the employees of their organisation, Rolls-Royce. So some big names, big organisations that pay deVere a fee to actually give advice to their employees about their company pension. So we're in that marketplace, so we understand it. And we also realise that the rest of the world could move in that direction. I actually don't see it's actually fundamentally different. At the end of the day, people need good products, they need good service, and they need to get good returns. So if you can achieve that and build good relationships, then you're going to be successful in financial services, in my opinion. It's become an everyday life for me. So I kind of joke and say there's a graveyard at the end of my garden, and that's for all the gunslingers that have been before. And I joke about it, but in my brain, yeah, there's lots of people that have attacked, but reality, you know, it's a little bit like we've all got problems in life. But if you actually write down all your problems and then look at it again 6 months later, most of the problems actually didn't occur or weren't as bad as you thought they were going to be. So I think that's the same as when you get attacked by individuals. You know, in reality, is it as bad as you think at the time? Feels personal, feels hurtful perhaps, but really, okay, you're going to look back in 6 months and actually you'll have forgotten the person and the attack. So part of life, part of what you expect, you're disappointed for a moment, bit disappointed like you are when Chelsea lose, but you move on. All right, next game, right? When I first went to work internationally, I actually worked for somebody else, and I was realising I was having lots of time on planes. And I was listening to, it may have even been Zig Ziglar, but it was someone similar to that. And they were saying that when you're in the car on the way to work, that's like going to college. Okay, you get a certain amount of time each day when you can learn. And I was thinking, crikey, I've got all this time on planes where I'm wasting it and I could actually be learning. So I decided I was going to track two things. One was the financial industry, fairly obviously, I'm in it, and just how do you make money for clients, how do you have personal growth, but the financial side of the business. But then I also decided to study the health side of the business, because no point in making loads of money and then dying, right? That would be silly. So yeah, I've read all the books on the health industry, and of course there's a million different opinions, but then checked them for my own body. So yeah, a little bit of craziness in there, but I've actually kind of gone, right, what can I learn? How can I try and get peak performance? How can I optimize? So yeah, interesting. But so yeah, that led to various things like new developments coming out, like ketones, and yeah, it works for me. Whoa. That's a tough question. Yes, I'm very self-analytical. Okay, I spend time on my own, fairly obviously, by the job that I do, but I've always been self-analytical. Yes, I think it is important. I think it's important to know what motivates you. So some people don't know how to motivate themselves. So yeah, I think you need to know how to get yourself into top gear, how to motivate yourself. But it also helps if you understand the other side as well, right? What depresses you? Chelsea losing, that depresses me, by the way. But I know it. Okay, but then every football fan knows what that one's like, right? But I know what things in life that really do get me down, and what things really do motivate me. So analysing yourself and knowing how to get yourself in the right mindset constantly, right, is important. Today we're filming. How do you make sure you're in the right zone to film? How do you sleep the night before when you know that Gary's going to be grilling you the next day, right?
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, if you're playing for Manchester United, okay, and you're going to play the next day, okay, and you've got 60,000 people screaming at you, maybe 3 million people watching on the TV, how'd you sleep the night before? So that's part of peak performance to me. People always go, he didn't perform. Okay, well, did he sleep the night before? Right? What's going through his life? How do you get yourself in the zone? And why do we expect that person just to turn up and be in the zone all the time? How do you do that? It's not easy, is it? For any of us, for a footballer, for me, for you. And I think knowing yourself and being able to analyse yourself so that you can perform when the pressure's on is a vital part of life, yes.